Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Do you know what you want? Does it change? Most important question, are you keeping up with your desire? Because if you are, your desires feed you, they call you, they thrill you, they refresh you, they call life through you. They don't overwhelm you or disappoint you or worry you. They are life-giving. Are your desires life-giving? That's really what we want to accomplish together here today. We want to help you to feel the life-giving property of this leading edge. We want you to feel how to let the contrast of this environment inspire you to new ideas that you believe can come about in your experience. But if your variety or contrast causes you to desire something that you doubt or don't think that you can accomplish, so you are negative about it or pessimistic about it or continually repeating how these things never work out for you, then you are holding yourself unnecessarily in a vibrational contradiction to your own desire. And a vibrational contradiction within you is a desire that you don't believe. A vibrational contradiction within you is looking at someone, anyone, whom your inner being does love while you are not loving them. And what mixes you up is that you think that they should be lovable in order for you to love them. And your inner being can always find something about them to love. You're pickier. But you work to your own disadvantage when you face reality or be incessantly objective about everything. I want this, but I'd like to have more money, but I don't have enough, and I haven't had enough for quite a while, and nobody I know really has enough, and these are hard times, and the economy is hard, and my boss won't pay me enough. In other words, when you are contradicting your own desire, you're not only preventing temporarily, at least for the time of your active vibration that is working against your desire, you're not only preventing it from coming about with any ease and flow or timeliness, but you're also holding yourself in a vibrational place where you're out of alignment with your true power, and that never feels good. When you were little kids, most of you had the ability to just sort of let your mind wander into pleasing places. You could anticipate things that you didn't know very much about. You could imagine seeing the world before you were so practical that you knew that that cost money. You could daydream about places and people and experiences and things before you had so much life experience that made you not believe in your ability to do that. And so when you were younger, you did a really good job of what you might call daydreaming. You're awake, but you're just letting your mind wander in pleasure. Wander in pleasure. Most of you don't see that as a practical endeavor, to just let your mind wander. You had enough teachers snap you out of that in the classroom. Come back here and focus upon this boring stuff with the rest of us. You weren't encouraged to daydream because it was not practical by Earth standards. In other words, pick up something and carry it somewhere, or move something over there, or dig a hole and put something in it, or dig a hole and take something out of it. In other words, action, action, action. And most of you have become oriented that if you are not acting, then you are not accomplishing. If you are not acting, then there is not something that is going on. And do not misunderstand us. We are not wanting in any way to guide you away from action. We just want you to put something in place before you act. We just want you to daydream yourself into alignment with true power, and then act as inspiration comes to you. We would like you to act on your daydreams. Now, we've been having a little bit of difficulty getting Esther to really comprehend and exercise what we are talking about with daydreams, because she has always been a practical girl who wants to accomplish. She got straight A's in school, 100% on every test, until some made fun of her, and then she missed some just so that she didn't look like such a freak. She kept all the rules that were offered to her and jumped through every hoop that was dangled before her, because she was a practical little girl who wanted positive attention from those around her. Do any of you relate? And the reason that she kept doing it is because she kept succeeding at it. In other words, she jumped through a hoop and got lots of attention, and so she was willing to jump through another hoop. Now, if she'd missed some of those first hoops, or if she'd had negative people around who were not encouraging about the hoops, she might not have had so much success. And in many ways, it might have been better for her if she hadn't become such a successful hoop jumper. Because when you train yourself to please the practical-minded people around you, you train yourself, we love you so much, into mediocrity. You train yourself into low power, low energy, low achievement. You trained yourself into the kind of achievement that only moving stuff from place to place can accomplish. One year after high school, Esther spent a summer with her sister, and Esther got a job. She was so excited, at a mental hospital. There are a few things that got her attention there. Everyone on the inside seemed just like everyone on the outside. It made her afraid of everyone. And as she got to know them, she could not figure out for the life of her why they were there. They seemed perfectly normal to her in almost every case. One day, the man that brought the pies to the canteen every day was slicing them into perfect symmetry. Esther was so impressed with him. She used to get in there really close and watch him do that. It was so impressive. And then one day she asked someone else, "Why is Ted here?" "Oh, he killed his wife with a butcher knife." Esther never knew if that really happened, but she never enjoyed watching the pie slicing again. But that's not really where we were going with this story. Where we were going with this story is that one day as she came to work, she noticed that out in the yard there were big equipment, and men were moving big piles of dirt to the other end of the yard. And then when she walked home for lunch, they were moving it to another place, and by the time she was walking home that night, they were moving it to another place. So she stood up against the fence until the foreman saw her, and he came over, and Esther said, "What are they doing?" And he said, "Oh, nothing, we're just keeping them busy." That's sort of our point with you. Sometimes you're just going through the motions, just moving things over here and moving things over here and moving things over here and moving things over here with different standards of accomplishment. But we have only one question for you ever about anything that you're moving from place to place, or about anything that you're doing, and that is, are you enjoying it while it's happening? Because we want to bring your attention to the most practical effort or action or use of your time that you might accomplish. We want to bring your attention to how you can utilize the very same energy that creates worlds, how you can allow it to flow through your consciousness toward your objects of attention for greatest, not just effectiveness, that's wonderful, but for greatest satisfaction for you. Because when you find a non-resisted thought, that is a powerful thing. You hardly ever do. You hardly ever find a non-resisted thought. You're too practical. You've known too many people who've told you too many things about too many things. You've had too much experience that has shown you how some things work and some things don't work. And it is so interesting how you remember. It is as if you were given a human class that goes like this. Others have been here before you and they have struggled. And if you will sign up with them, they will teach you all the ways that they have struggled, so that you can focus upon the struggle that they have all had, so that you too can have that struggle. That's not the way they tell you in the class. They tell you, we will tell you about our struggles so that you can avoid them, but that is not how it works. Because this is a universe of attraction, not a universe of exclusion. When you see something you want and say yes to it, you offer a vibration about it and you summon it to you. But when you see something that you don't want and you shout no at it, you offer a vibration that calls it to you. There is no such thing as no, go away from me in this universe of attraction.